Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something a bit different. Not a company with years of history, but one built entirely on, well, future potential.
That's right. We're talking about BK Sports. They're a cricket gear manufacturer based in Bangladesh.
And the key thing here is they haven't really launched their full line internationally yet. It's all about the blueprint, the ambition.
Exactly. Our mission today is to unpack these huge aspirations. What they're planning is quite staggering, and we want to explore what could happen if they actually pull it off.
It's fascinating because they seem to be trying to blend two worlds. The old school craftsmanship.
Like hand-stitching the balls, selecting the right willow for bats. Very traditional.
But then they're combining that with really high-end modern production. CNC machines, hydraulic presses.
Right, aiming for massive scale and precision right from the start. It's like trying to achieve full vertical integration before even hitting the global shelves properly.
So almost everything we're discussing is forward-looking. It's about their plans, not their current market share.
Precisely. It's all goals and strategy at this point. They're positioning themselves to compete with the big, established players, targeting major markets like the UK, Australia.
While still basically setting up the full production lines.
Yeah. It's definitely a high-risk, potentially high-reward way to try and scale up.
Okay, let's dig into some of these numbers because the production targets they've set,
Yeah.
well, they really make you sit up.
They do. Let's start with the cricket balls. The internal goal they're working towards is apparently 10,000 cricket balls per day.
10,000 a day. That sounds enormous, especially for someone just starting out.
It is. I mean, that kind of volume puts them, or aims to put them, in the same league as some of the biggest manufacturers in the subcontinent, even globally.
Wow.
Yeah. And achieving that kind of output reliably, it needs an incredibly efficient workflow, something that usually takes, years, maybe even decades to really perfect.
And it's not just churning them out, right? The plan includes high-quality standards from the get-go.
Exactly. They're not planning to start basic and then upgrade. The specs are being locked in now. Things like using specific Portuguese cork cores.
Okay, I've heard that's crucial for top-quality balls.
It absolutely is. That cork dictates the density, the bounce, how long the ball lasts, all key for serious cricket. Skimp on that, and you can forget international standards.
And they're also using premium leathers, meticulous hand stitching, and then hydraulic pressing. What's the advantage there?
Well, the hydraulic press gives you consistency. It helps eliminate those tiny variations in core density that you can sometimes get with purely hand-pressed balls.
Ah, okay. So it guarantees more uniformity.
Precisely. And that uniformity is critical if you're aiming for, say, ICC-level quality control right out of the gate, which seems to be the plan.
So the strategy is plan for global compliance from day one. Don't wait.
That seems to be it. It's like they're trying to de-risk their entry into those high-standard export markets later on. Build the quality in first.
Makes sense. If you want to convince, say, a UK distributor to take a chance on a new brand from Bangladesh,
you need that flawless consistency. You can't afford for early batches to fail. They need to show they can match or beat the established players on quality, probably while being more affordable.
and this kind of strategic thinking carries over to the cricket bats too, doesn't it? They're trying something quite complex there as well.
They are. It's this dual production approach. So on one hand, they plan to offer handcrafted bats.
Using carefully selected cashmere and English willow, the kind of thing that appeals to maybe elite players or purists.
Exactly. That bespoke high-end market. But at the same time, they're setting up for scalable mass production using high-precision CNC machines.
Okay, wait. So they're doing both, handcrafted and machine-made.
That's the plan. And what's really interesting, or maybe risky, is that these are two very different, potential competing ways of making bats.
How so?
Well, think about the supply chains. For the handcrafted bats, you need reliable access to premium English willow, which is a tight market, often dominated by established brands. That's a risk. And for the CNC production, you need massive investment in that high-tech machinery. That equipment depreciates fast, and you need the volume to make it pay off. Plus, you need the skilled operators.
So it's a big gamble running both simultaneously.
It is. But the potential payoff is flexibility. The CNC machines give you consistency and economies of scale for, say, academy or club-level bats.
Right, the volume market.
While the handcrafted line builds the brand's reputation, its cachet, among pros and serious amateurs.
It sounds smart on paper. Cover all bases. But for a completely new company, isn't that maybe a bit too ambitious? trying to master both from the start.
It's extremely ambitious, no doubt about it. The biggest challenge might be finding and keeping enough skilled artisans for the handcrafting while also running the high-tech side efficiently. It's a real balancing act they're proposing.
Yeah, that kind of complex workflow. It must require huge investment, sophisticated planning.
Which leads to the bigger picture question. What's the ultimate goal here? Why this massive upfront effort? Right. If we zoom out from the factory floor to the overall strategy, it seems clear BK Sports is linking its own success to a larger national vision for Bangladesh.
How so?
They seem to be aiming to position Bangladesh not just as a place for cricket manufacturing, but as a major global hub for both balls and bats.
Okay, so this is bigger than just one company's bottom line. It taps into national economic goals.
It looks that way, and the plan leverages both things Bangladesh potentially has: traditional craft skills and the capacity for modern industry. If it works, it could mean a significant boost, developing a skilled industrial workforce locally.
And they have specific targets for this global vision.
They do. Their future business model, once they're fully up and running, apparently targets a 70-30 split. 70% export, 30% domestic.
70% export. Wow. That signals serious global ambition, not just dipping a toe in.
Absolutely. That number says they want to be a major player on the world stage.
And the target markets. You mentioned the UK and Australia.
The UK, Australia, India, the traditional powerhouses, and interestingly, the US, which is a rapidly growing cricket market.
Okay, but penetrating those markets,
Okay.
especially the UK and Australia, which are, let's face it, quite loyal to established, sometimes local brands. How does a newcomer do that?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Success hinges on delivering that rock-solid quality consistently. We keep coming back to that.
Consistency is king.
Especially in export. Any early stumbles with quality control could be fatal for a new brand. Their strategy has to be deliver comparable or better quality than the incumbents, probably at a more competitive price. That's where the investment in hydraulic presses and CNC machines becomes crucial. It's about guaranteeing that consistency at scale.
It's a huge aspiration, though. I mean, just imagine seeing made in Bangladesh regularly on cricket gear used in the Ashes or the World Cup. That would really signify a shift.
It absolutely would. A major shift in the global sports trade landscape.
And there's more to their plan than just production and export, right? They're also talking about sustainability and community.
Yes, and apparently integrating these from the start, not just as an afterthought. The plans include things like solar energy for their facilities, water recycling systems, specific programs for developing artisan skills among local workers, and a focus on hiring women. These seem to be built into their operational plans.
So it's not just CSR fluff, it's part of the business model.
That's how it's being presented.
Yeah.
Aiming for an ethically sound brand identity from day one, which, could also help de-risk them from the kind of scrutiny new manufacturers sometimes face.
Okay, so let's try and pull these threads together. We have this really compelling blueprint. Premium quality ambitions, high scalability, potential affordability, built-in global standards, and this community and sustainability focus baked in.
It's a very comprehensive vision,
Yeah.
and you can see why there'd be excitement around it, especially with the cricket economy generally growing.
And it's big, but we have to keep stressing this.
Absolutely. We need to underline the fact that all these massive targets, the 10,000 balls a day, the 70% export goal, the dual bat production, the sustainability initiatives right now, this is all aspiration. It's not reality yet.
It's a plan on paper. A very detailed, ambitious plan, but still a plan.
Exactly. The groundwork is being laid, the investments are presumably being made, but success hangs entirely on execution, on implementation.
So if you had to pinpoint the single biggest hurdle, the main thing that could stop this whole impressive plan in its tracks, what would it be? Raw materials, labor.
I think it comes back to consistency at scale. Specifically, maintaining that tight quality control across both the handcrafted and the high-tech production lines, day in, day out, when you're aiming for those huge volumes.
And the logistics behind that.
Immense. Think about just reliable power for those CNC machines in a developing industrial zone. That's critical. If the power is unstable, your precision machinery is useless, and the scalability plan falls apart. It's about turning the diagrams into a perfectly humming, integrated industrial reality. That's the challenge.
But the excitement is definitely there because of the potential impact, right? Again, that big if they actually deliver on this vision.
Oh, the impact could be huge. It could genuinely disrupt the global cricket supply chain.
How so?
Well, if they achieve that scale, that quality consistency, and manage to keep prices competitive, it could make high-quality cricket gear much more accessible globally. Think about developing nations, smaller clubs.
Right. Democratizing access to good gear.
Potentially. And for Bangladesh, it would be an enormous statement, moving beyond garments or basic manufacturing into high-spec, high-tech sports equipment. It would challenge the established global hubs and really put Bangladesh on the map in a new way. It turns that national aspiration into a global economic reality.
It really is a fascinating story to watch unfold. We're catching a company right at that pivot point where a big idea is trying to become a big reality.
Definitely one to keep an eye on.
Okay, that about wraps up our deep dive into the ambitious blueprint of BK Sports.
And just before we finish, here's something to think about. Given that BK Sports plans this dual approach, blending the art of handcrafting bats with the science of CNC precision, how will they actually manage that tension when they start exporting?
You mean balancing the unique handmade story with the need for absolute consistency?
Exactly. Think about markets like the UK or Australia. They demand relentless batch after batch consistency. How does BK Sports market the artisanal aspect without undermining the reliable quality message? Or vice versa?
That's a tricky balancing act.
It really is. That balance between celebrating tradition and delivering predictable industrial-scale technology will be critical to their success in those key export markets. It's something worth watching as their products eventually, hopefully, hit the shelves.